However I gotta fight, I'm gonna win. Simple as that. I'm not gonna let somebody else force me or tell me how to fight when I've been fighting my whole life.
No, I've been in his position before, and I'm not thinking about that. I'm just gonna do my job and take everything serious, and not thinking about if it's smaller or bigger. I always, and I'm very excited for this fight.
You've accepted this fight now, but in the previous years, you said it doesn't interest you because you have nothing to gain and everything to lose. If he were to beat you, how damaging would that be to the Canelo brand?
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it.
So this is my moment, and I'm not letting Canelo take it away from me. Simple as that.
And Canelo, you've been the smaller fighter in a lot of your fights. Do you feel like you can bully this guy around since he's coming up?
It ain't nothing you're going to be able to do about it come fight
And
night.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's going to be very difficult. He's going to be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see,
I see you too.
What is going on, my boxing family? It is your boy Martin, aka the Boxing Purist. Welcome once again to the Truth and Absolute channel, where I speak the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me good God Almighty. This is your first time checking out the channel. You already know what to do. Hit that like button. Follow me if this is TikTok. Subscribe to my channel if you're on YouTube. Now let's get right into this one. So let me tell you guys something. You want to talk about speaking something into existence. And I'm not talking about the fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. I'm talking about it being exciting, something to look forward to, a big event for boxing that me and y'all are ready to watch and wish it was here already. Now, you could go on saying that this guy should be fighting this guy, guy should be fighting this guy, shoulda, coulda, woulda, never coulda, woulda, whatever. This is the fight that we got in front of us right now, and we're going to make the most of it. I'm talking about Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Bud Crawford. Two of the, what could I call these guys? Juggernauts of boxing in the last 10 years at very, very least. These guys right here. You know, these guys come from the same era as the Floyd Money Mayweathers, from the Manny Pacquiaos, from the Juan Manuel Marquezes. These guys were there while those other guys were shining, and now they get to fight each other. Terence Crawford made a good point on why he wants to fight Canelo Alvarez. Now, let's be realistic with it. Turkish Al-Sheikh, for whatever reason, has been wanting Crawford to fight Canelo for quite some time now. Even when Crawford wasn't interested, even when Canelo wasn't interested, Jive Turkey Al-Sheikh has been wanting this fight. He has the money. He's making it happen. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, said the reason that he wants the Canelo fight, obviously, I mean, let's be real about it. A win against Canelo, you get 4 belts at super middleweight, you get a W over Canelo Alvarez on your resume, and no one could question what you've done in the ring anymore. Okay, but the fact that he wants to fight a guy from that lasting era, like, okay, let's see out of that era that we both came up on, who's going to be on top. That's how I see it for Terence Bud Crawford. On the Canelo side, watching the press conference, I see now, and this is going to sound wild to a lot of you guys, but listen up. This is going to sound very wild. I think that what motivated Canelo in this fight is that it is the risk among risks. Is Terence Crawford the best fighter that Canelo Alvarez has been in the ring with? I'm going to say no. Top 5? Absolutely. Number 1? I'm going to say no. Does it helped Canelo in a big way to beat Terence Crawford? I'm going to say no. Although we're getting excited for this fight, although it's coming up, September will be here as soon as possible, that's not the reason. Is he trying to win favor with Turkish Al-Sheikh over Terence Crawford? No. What Canelo Alvarez is doing here, and this is what I get from it, I could be wrong, right? He's taking the absolute biggest risk that he could be taking right now by fighting Terence Crawford. You guys may be thrown off because a lot of you guys are still stuck on the whole David Benavidez saga, which, oh man, he should be in there fighting David Benavidez. David Benavidez is the biggest threat. Let me tell y'all something, and you guys are going to agree with me on this one. The majority of the boxing world would say that the biggest fight, as far as that could give Canelo a fight in that ring, out of the two, Terence Crawford and David Benavidez, y'all would say it's David Benavidez, right? Okay, so he's fighting Terence Crawford, giving him the opportunity, knowing that it's almost a lose-lose for Canelo, which means he's taking an absolute huge risk for Turkey Al-Sheikh, for the boxing world, and for everybody. I think he's trying to go in there and make a statement, like he's saying, he's good, he's really good, a great fighter, but he's no Canelo. Now, obviously, we're not going to know that until the fight comes, but this is what I will say, y'all. This is what I will say. I love the mutual respect between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. You could see that although they threw their little jabs at each other, Crawford saying he's there to take them belts, Canelo telling Crawford, you're not me. Whatever, man, they got to amplify the fight just a little bit. But you could see that there's a genuine respect between these two fighters, and I think it's super cool. Excuse me, y'all. I think it's a good thing to watch. I think that it's going to benefit us inside that ring because these fighters are not going to go into the ring emotional, trying to throw bombs at each other, trying to take each other out. They're both going to go in there strategic, try to break each other down. Okay? Canelo made a good point. People talk about my power, but they don't talk about everything else. Terence Crawford's end, we see what Terence Crawford could do. Terence Crawford could box. He could switch hit. He has power in both hands. He has all of that. But are those tools going to be enough to beat Canelo? Canelo tells Terence Crawford in the press conference, like you guys saw, you're nothing new. Now, notice that Canelo's been saying that for a few of his fights as of recent. You're nothing new. I've seen you before. You're nothing new to me. Y'all got to realize what Canelo's saying. Canelo has been in there with every single style. Yeah, he has not been in there with every single fighter, but as far as styles, guys that could switch hit, guys that could box, guys that are slick, guys that are everything, Canelo has seen all of it. If you look at the amount of fights that he has to Terence Crawford and who they fought in, Canelo has the experience over Terence Bud Crawford. Now, has Terence Crawford fought somebody like Canelo that I could remember? I can't think about anybody that Terence Crawford has fought like Canelo. And I'm not talking about at the level that Canelo is. I'm simply talking about the way that Canelo fights. Stylistically, Terence Bud Crawford has never seen anybody like Canelo. Y'all got to think of a few things when it comes to this fight. One, is Terence Bud Crawford able to hurt Canelo Alvarez? Now, listen, in the boxing ring, if you catch somebody with a perfectly timed punch and you happen to catch him on the chin, you happen to catch him in the body with a shot that they did not see coming, you're going to hurt that fighter regardless of your, pillow hands like Paulie Malignaggi. If you land that one clean shot on the button that they don't see coming, you're going to hurt somebody. My question is Terence Bud Crawford going to hurt Canelo when Canelo's in that high guard? Is Terence Bud Crawford going to hit Canelo with something on the arms to make Canelo respect him and ultimately back up a little bit in the fight? That's a big question. On Canelo's end, is Terence Bud Crawford gonna fight with you, or is he gonna move on you a lot? You see, we have not seen Terence Bud Crawford fight in a way where he moves and moves and moves and moves like a William Skull, like a Erislandy Lara. We have not seen Bud fight that way, and I don't think he starts here. As you guys see, he said, I'm not gonna let anyone tell me how to fight this fight. And that's exactly why I'm gonna say this right now. I know we're all excited about this whole Turkish Al Sheikh saying he doesn't want a Tom and Jerry fight in there when it's one fighter just chasing the other fighter, and he put a knockout bonus into this fight. I think the knockout bonus is a great idea, although in this particular fight, Canelo versus Bud, I don't think it's going to make a difference. I don't think it's going to make a difference, and I'm saying this because Terence Bud Crawford, in order to get a knockout against a fighter like Canelo Alvarez, y'all could argue that Bud is more skilled than Canelo, whatever, we don't know for sure, but it'd be a big risk trying to get in there and get a knockout against a Canelo Alvarez, trying to sit down on your punches, trying to stay in there with Canelo long enough to where you could catch him and ultimately drop him. Ask yourself, is Terence Crawford a hard puncher as Triple G? Does he hit as hard as an Edgar Berlanga? Does he hit hard as, what's my man, the one that Canelo knocked out when he was younger, James Kirkland? Does he hit as hard as any of those guys, and Miguel Cotto? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. On the other end, is Bud going to be in there to trade with Canelo knowing that a shot from Canelo to the elbow, to the bicep, to the shoulder, Bud is going to feel that. Bud is not faced a puncher like Canelo Alvarez. And y'all got to remember, there's no catchweight here. Okay, there's no catchweight. Canelo is not moving down in weight. He's fighting at a weight that he's been fighting at for years now, comfortably. You guys look at Terence Crawford, a lot of you guys, you see him bulking up, you see him deadlifting, all that kind of stuff, 500 pounds, which is impressive. Now, he might be getting stronger. He might be getting physically bigger. But does that help you inside the ring come fight night at 38 years old when you've been out of the ring for about a year by the time that the fight comes? Does that benefit you in any way inside that ring? We shall see, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see. The fight is coming soon. The overall take on this fight, though, when the two fighters were facing off, Canelo Alvarez is not taking Terence Bud Crawford lightly. He's not taking him lightly. He's not saying he's the smaller guy. I got the advantage. He's not doing none of that above, okay? He's putting himself in Terence Bud Crawford's shoes and saying, I've been in his position before, moving up in weight and doing what I got to do. Canelo Alvarez is focused. He is ready. He is ready to beat Terence Bud Crawford. We know that Canelo has been hungry for a fight inside that ring. Terence Bud Crawford is ready. Now, like I said in the video earlier, I could definitely see that Terence Bud Crawford is a little nervous at this point, okay? He finally got to face off with the dog of Canelo Alvarez. Now, while he looks nervous, I think Terence Crawford is still ready. But at some point, reality is going to hit, and he's going to realize who he's in there with. It's very easy to see a fight from the outside and say, I could do this better than that opponent. I could do this better than that opponent. I could do all of that. But until you're inside that ring with that guy, you really don't know. You really don't know. So obviously, come September time, we're going to be making a lot of content following up to when that moment comes. I want to hear your guys' take in the comments section. Drop it down below. How did you read their body language? Who are you guys picking to have the mental edge in this fight? Drop it in the comments section. Much love. God bless y'all and peace.